What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Way Podcast with your host, Sajjan Marwar. This week, I am joined by a few previous guests, Beck, Christian, and Charles. So we got four people on this podcast today, and we're going to be talking about impactful media. And media could be anything, any form of media. It could be visual, it could be written, it could be auditory. Today we want to talk about certain media that have affected us. It doesn't have to be anything very impactful, like it changes our lives. It could simply be, I enjoy playing this video game and it helped me de-stress from school. So, to start off, why don't we have
Christian go again?
Yeah, why don't we have Christian? We've done this many times. I probably cut out the beginning of this podcast, but for those of you listening right now, we've done this many times.
Take 10?
Yeah, this is take 10. And Christian,
yes,
would you like to say your piece?
I will break the ice, I guess. One of my favorite games of all time is Uncharted 2. It was basically my introduction to story-based video games. It was basically like playing a movie. Like, it was movie quality. Great acting, great gameplay, great set pieces, great action. It just was the perfect game to me and basically started me on my road to playing amazing video games. So, that's how it impacted me.
So the thing about all those things is Halo 2 has all those things and was the first game to really have those qualities. So you see, I'm going to talk about Halo 2 now.
This is Beck.
Yeah, this is Beck. I don't know. Halo 2 was probably the first, like Christian, was probably like the first real video game I've probably ever played. Sort of similar things. They had a lot of those elements that I guess we consider more modern video games today with the cinematic elements. It was probably at that time probably the tightest control-wise first-person shooter in existence. It created all the multiplayer features we know of today in most modern video games, such as parties, friends lists. Map Editor was Halo 3. Theater mode was going to be in it. It had custom games, all the settings that we know and love from there. That's where Infection came from and all the modes. That was also in Call of Duty. Yeah, I know.
Real fun. Relevant to our current day.
Oh, yeah. Yes. So Halo 2 is definitely up there for me. The story was good if you were into the lore, but not nearly as much.
Oh, that's so disappointing.
Yeah.
Like, you're hyping it up so much.
Yeah, the story's shit.
Right.
The story's shit.
We all know the cliffhanger that one ended on. Spoiler alert for a game that's old enough to vote at this point.
Yeah.
Actually, is it? I'll do the math. No,
17.
17?
All right, one more year.
One more year.
But, yeah.
Basically, it was a cliffhanger. Everyone hated it.
Yeah.
Game still slaps.
It still slaps. Speaking of games
and slapping each
and
other.
Slapping.
We sound tired.
Yeah, we are tired. Tired of this. Yeah. Anyway.
I'm tired of putting up with Christian shit.
Yeah. For me, I would say, I guess one game that I can always remember playing that I really just enjoyed playing was Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Brawl to all, just known as Brawl to all the Smash Bros. Enthusiasts, and I distinctly remember playing the story mode, like over and over again. It was just cool to see all these characters that I knew. Like
played Subspace Emissary multiple times.
Listen,
what else did he do?
I was like 8.
Subspace Emissary is great.
It's a great story, man. It's better than Halo 2.
Remember when Captain Falcon killed all those Pikmin? That was my favorite part.
It was just so fun. Like of all those games, like there's a lot of games that I played on the Wii back in the day, like just stupid games. But of all of them that really I remember, it's definitely Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Just so many good times, and it was just cool to see characters that you recognize, like as a kid, and just seeing them all, fight each other.
Was that your first Nintendo game?
No, I played, the 2006 Mario.
New Super Mario Bros.
Yeah, I played that one
on the
first.
DS?
Yeah, on the first DS.
Wow, first DS.
Yeah.
I mean, Smash Brothers is really like special to all of us. It had so many memories. The new one mainly, Ultimate.
Oh yeah.
Like when you say Brawl, I literally just think of the whole series.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
For
just
sure.
the whole series is just a great set piece of amazing memories, gameplay. I would have it up there. It'd be like number 11, for example, let's say. But it's a great game. I can
Yeah,
see
for
why
sure.
it's up there.
It's just amazing what they can do. Like the game now, like the most recent one, has how many characters
Oh,
now?
it's like 90. I think.
90.
Still gets beaten up by Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi.
All right. We're not
Okay,
talking.
No.
But yeah. But anyway, but do you see Donkey Kong fighting against Yoshi?
Yeah,
You
but
see
you
Donkey
see...
Kong fighting Terry Bogard?
Yeah, but
Terry
is
Bogard.
Goku fighting Pui Pui in that game? I didn't think so.
Okay, let's move on.
All right, let's go on to Charles.
Yeah, so so for me, like I think the most impactful media for me wasn't actually video games like you guys. For me, it was a manga that I stumbled upon sometime in late 2016. So at that time, I was growing out my etchy high school DxD face. I
Do not search that up.
What is it? I'm actually
How
not
do you
even...
actually not know?
I'm
what
actually not even
DxD
joking. I've
is?
never looked into it.
Don't bother.
It's.
Demons.
Oh, we'll tell you after. We'll tell you
Yeah,
after
we'll
the
tell you
podcast.
after.
This is... Oh, it's an off-camera.
We'll tell
Okay.
you.
It's
We'll
an
tell you
off-camera.
We get
explanation.
Let's just say that it's kind of something you grow out of. Let's just say that.
Yeah, it's
Especially.
something it's
Or
something
unless you're
difficult.
one of our friends, where
You're-
he never really grew up out of it.
friends.
Yeah. I'd go with acquaintance. Is probably better.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so I stumbled upon this manga by Chika Umino called Sungetsu no Line, which is a story about a pro shogi player and his struggles through adolescence and also teenage years, and then that really connected with me since it showed me how like characters and how like human interactions work and how people connect with each other. I think that really impacted my way of seeing human interaction and also my worldview. But getting back to like what you guys said with Smash Bros, I think games and media have a special power to create like memories that's outside of our physical like sort of needs, or like the paradigm we're kind of stuck with, right? Because we have almost lived 20 years with our parents, right?
Yeah.
Almost in the same spot, and to be honest, that's a very narrow kind of space. But through these video games, these worlds that it's told through media, we're able to experience so much more, create so many more memories. I think that's a magic that media has for everyone, really.
Yeah. For sure. And you're just talking about like it's just amazing what this, because we could, if you think about it, it might seem foreign to someone who didn't grow up with it. Like my parents don't really. They said it's like just a game, It's like I'm not connected to basket. Like when I play pool, I don't get like, wow, I remember all the great times I had playing pool.
I think that
like,
each generation has like a different kind of media that connects them.
Yeah.
So for us, it's more video games. I'd say with our parents, it's more like music, for example. Like they always reminisce about 80s music or 70s music. Like, oh, the music was so good back then. I remember listening to this song when I went to go party.
Yeah.
Like I think theirs was more music, and like the generation before that, I think it was more books.
Well, yeah, because like I feel like the definition of media kind of changes with each generation. Like sometimes like media can media like sometimes my mom and dad tells me stories about China, right, back in the days. Like for them, like getting beat out in the cornfield while singing can be media, right?
Good times.
But but yeah, it's a way that we sort of live outside of our lives, I feel.
Yeah. I mean,
We're very professional here.
Yeah, we're very professional. But yeah, I mean, just getting back to what you were saying before about you finding this manga that really like impacted you. I find that, as a creator, someone who you know, I mean, we all are creators to some extent, but uses art as a medium to create something that people connect to. I find it very interesting how someone can create a story, because I've connected with a lot of things like that, like the slice of life genre in anime is like, it's it's a love it, or for a lot of people it's kind of like a love or hate.
I'm more on the hate end of things.
But slice of life is kind of just, for those who don't know, it's kind of just a show about daily, like just daily things,
mundane things.
Yeah,
right?
like going to high school, going to junior high, stupid stuff, boyfriends, girlfriends, stuff, joining the soccer team or something like that, you know. And those shows are the ones that really honestly stick with me, because I really reflect. Like this is just because, you know, I'm in the age when I watched these shows, I was in that age group. You know, you can relate. Obviously, it's in the context of Japan, and we're not in Japan. Just letting you guys know.
Very culturally different.
One of us wants to be in Japan right now.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well, you should probably preface why. You know, you don't want to act.
I am. I think I mentioned in episode 1. I am planning to get into the industry over there. But yes.
Yeah, but
go watch episode 1.
Go watch episode 1 for that amazing
shameless plug
with Charles Cowd.
But it's Cowd.
Yeah, it's Cowd. His full name.
It's me, Cloud Strife.
Cloud Strife.
That's disrespectful to Cloud Strife.
Wow. But yeah, I find it's so. I think it's just so cool for someone to create something like that's a lot of time that's a goal. Some people just make. Like, as a musician, a lot of people just make music because they just want to make it, and they don't give a crap if anyone likes it. That's what a lot of the greatest musicians, they just made it because they want to.
They made it to tell a story.
Yeah, I feel like
that's what I just saw a story today about Elton John mentioning something about how modern music isn't music.
It's not storytelling.
It's not storytelling. It's just trying to become as popular and as accessible to the modern audience as possible. Like any pop tune you'd hear, you know, you might remember it for like 2-3 months when it's being constantly played, but
that's generous.
Think about it like 10 years down the line, you won't remember any of those songs.
Well,
the songs you remember are the songs that tell you a story or relate to your life in somehow. And that's just how I see like media.
The things are like that's a perception for us, right? Because I feel like we were born at a time. We're like the awkward generation between millennials and Gen Zs, in a way.
Aren't we Gen Z?
Yeah, we are Gen Z, but like,
we're that earlier.
We're in the era where it's like not everyone had like constant internet access, but we had enough so we understand it. Whereas nowadays it seems like everyone is just plugged into the internet. Mm-hmm. That's how I kind of see it. Like we're kind of in the middle.
If you think about it, right? Because 10 years down the line, or even 5 years down the line, people who are like 6 to 7 years younger than us, to them, like the media they grew up with might be TikTok.
It will.
Yeah, that's
the media they grew up with. Won't be shows. It'll probably be social media.
Yeah, social media.
That makes me sad.
Influencers.
It is. I mean,
knowing that these people are going to be growing up with challenges such as the devious licks trend.
Oh God!
Skull breaker challenge.
Or the punch a teacher challenge.
Slap a
somebody
teacher.
My brother's school. The police came to school.
They actually slapped a teacher?
No, my brother's middle school. You know, the one by my house, right?
Yeah.
Oh my!
There were police outside. I saw a kid there standing with his mom. he looked like he was going to get in big trouble.
What did he steal?
I don't know.
Did he like break a fire alarm or something?
I don't know what happened, but
just showed TikTok is a very destructive.
And you can listen to our other episode on social media to hear more about what we think about it. Beck and I spoke about it for about an hour. I think that was episode...
It was 4.
Episode 4.
Was it 4?
Yeah, it was. It was episode 4.
No, it was 3.
No, we filmed it beforehand.
Oh, you released it after? Okay, never mind that.
Yeah, so go and check out the episode on social media if you want to learn more about it. But, yeah, it's... I mean, I feel like every generation has their thing.
Mm-hmm.
What was ours?
It's...
We got everything at once.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because we were in the early access to everything.
We
Really.
experienced music. We were still watching network television. You know, we grew up with YouTube, like Minecrafters and all
The
that.
rise of Netflix,
Netflix.
Instagram.
Death of
Facebook
Blockbuster.
Oh yeah,
Because
definitely.
we were personally born like around the .com bubble, and then
Yeah.
like
Right when it burst.
right when it bursted, and
Yeah.
then we experienced the financial collapse, the birth of YouTube, like the rise of like just internet in general. So I think information to us was like it wasn't like it just existed.
Mm-hmm.
It was like we slowly got it like funneled into us.
Yeah, like I remember maxing out the internet in the basement playing on like Miniclip.
Mm-hmm.
It was like 15 gigs of internet.
Mini clip. Oh,
I know our parents are like, remember when we had to dial up for everything, and I remember that. But that's like probably the earliest memory I have of the internet was probably like playing on those flash game sites, like playing Club Penguin, all those kind of games. Just
Yeah,
Cool math game.
Yeah.
for
cool, man.
for a lot of us, like Flash games are our first games.
yeah, they probably were our first games. You know, now that we're thinking, and now I'm thinking about it.
my first game was the Cars movie license tie-in game.
Oh my goodness.
That game was actually sick though.
It wasn't that bad.
It was pretty for a
Solid-
movie license game. It was
solid-
pretty damn good.
Solid game.
Yeah.
Well, like the media and like just the way the internet was, how we grew up with it, really shaped our personalities in a way as well.
Yeah.
Like same with like you mentioned your like brother's like schoolmate, right?
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah, TikTok
They-
did influence him.
Schoolmate.
Yeah.
yeah, maybe ex schoolmate, but
After he got expelled.
Yeah.
but like I feel like media does really impact the way we think. Even though, like,
Yeah.
some people don't like to admit it. I'm quirky, I'm the outlier, wee!
Yeah. You're
No,
not.
the media they're influenced by is 4chan and Reddit. So
Or Tumblr. Who knows?
no one
That
uses
was
Tumblr.
another-
None
was
of these
pre-
kids out. They're not on 4chan, man. That's our generation.
That's our
Actually, right,
generation.
That's our generation.
They're
man.
on Instagram now.
Dude, 4chan. Thank God I didn't go in there much, man. Thank God.
4chan's
Thank
a
God.
Bro. If you're on 4chan daily, bro, you just I
don't know.
I wish you luck.
I wish that died with MySpace. You know, of that generation of online interaction.
Internet
It
forums,
should have.
yeah.
It should have died.
The 4chan's like cockroaches that you can never
You
get
can
rid
never
of.
get rid of
You
them.
never
I mean, they
suppress
are.
them.
People are cockroaches anyway.
But yeah, that kind of brings me to something I've been thinking about recently, because there's been a lot of global developments like regarding censorship,
Mm-hmm.
especially
Australia. Did you hear about that thing? Sort of different than censorship, but did you hear about the law they're planning to introduce in there?
No, no.
Okay, never mind. Then we'll talk about that later. That's
Yeah.
another conversation.
But for me, like, what's really, really scary is because I lived 8 years in that country, and now seeing all this happen does scare me. So the country I'm talking about is China.
I mean, CCP.
China number one.
yes.
China number one.
So recently, besides the squashing of feminine boy bands,
In quotations.
in
Air quotes.
quotations,
Yeah. Killing celebrity culture, celebrity worship because people are too famous.
and recent like kind of restriction on gaming for people under 18. I think it's like around 3 hours per week, maximum.
Per week.
They're not gonna have any esports teams after this.
Yeah. There goes half their income, guys.
And like the change of names
That was a
of
joke.
Yeah, it was definitely
I was not looking at your face. So
and like the change of names of like characters, like Chinese characters in foreign games, stuff like that. Right? It's sort of a scary kind of thought because, I study with Chinese people, like mainland Chinese people, all the time in my Japanese classes, and even though like we think we're in the same generation, we're giving similar information, their minds are pretty baited compared to ours.
I mean, we're lucky where we live.
in a free country,
In a free country.
I mean, people like to complain, but at least you're
at least
not.
you can't complain here.
At least you have the right. If you can complain about something, you're
You're in a good place.
You're in a decent place, you know.
Because like I feel like just like the information and media we interact with really broadens our worldview, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Like, I don't know, just talking to them really just opened my eyes about like how much like influence media has and how scary it is to remove or censor like some free media.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, we see it here in North America now, like especially in the States. That's a whole other like we kind of got into that at the end of the other social media episode, but it's a touchy subject, but you know it is true. It's very scary for especially for people who make their living, who are making an honest living off the internet. It's hard. Like they could just. You know, somebody doesn't like them.
You can just Thanos snap you away instantly.
I mean, it's scary. You know, and then there's other things like there's so much hypocrisy about that. You know, there's a whole debate around it, but that's one thing that I really appreciate about living somewhere where we can express ourselves. You know, it's just like you look at other places in the world, you can't. Like in Thailand, you can't, if you say anything bad, you can't even speak about the king and with negative connotation at all. You go to jail, right? The king doesn't even run the country. The king has no involvement. It's like insulting the Queen of England. But if you say anything about the Queen, you're going to jail. It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's why, like, that's one thing to love about Canada. We're really good at being mediocre at everything. And that makes us really, really free.
Yeah, like, I mean, we're making.
I'm not sure those two things are correlated.
Yeah, I mean, we're making good money.
Relative,
relative to the rest of the world.
But yeah,
this conversation really steered off of our favorite media.
We'll come back.
We'll come back to it.
That's what a podcast is.
Yeah, but
yeah, just like there's another recent news in China. They banned the popular Netflix show Squid Game because it'll influence kids. I don't think kids are gonna watch Squid Game.
They're gonna be like, "Wow, we live in this. We actually live in this."
They banned Shang-Chi. They banned Shang-Chi because the lead actor.
Which is ironic because they basically made that movie for China.
Yeah, and they had made modifications so the movie could be played in China.
It's all okay. Have you seen the review? Have you seen David So's review of Shang-Chi?
What?
He basically he wasn't trashing it. It was very heavily critiqued, and they're very fair critiques. It's basically like, you know, it basically made it seem like, oh, they have to go somewhere else. Like, it's not really Asian American. It's just like, oh, we're still a foreigner. You know, you have to go to this, and the story did not. Like, you didn't care about the character at all. Like his dad didn't. His dad was a bad guy, but he treated him really well. But for some reason, he hates him, and in the end, he kills him. It's
Spoiler alert!
Who cares? It's a shitty movie.
I heard the first half was really good though.
No, but the first half was good, but it's. I mean, a lot of people say it's just a Marvel movie, right?
Yeah, the second half just turns.
But there's also great Marvel movies, right?
First Iron Man's great. I watched it.
First Iron Man is. It's I don't know. Maybe for me, it might be my favorite Marvel movie.
The first Captain America movie is pretty good too.
Well, the current kind of effect is just like, if you want to make money as a big company, you have to somehow sell it to China. I think that's in a way like a sort of censorship, right?
Yeah, it's a weird thing also because it's just weird because in North America we put such a high value on caring for people's individual beliefs and values, and we really take into consideration, or at least we say we will.
We say we will.
We say we will, that we're going to really support people for all their differences, but I don't blame big companies because they need to make money. However, I think it's a little hypocritical for people to be in support of many protests around the nation, and then to immediately bend the knee to China because you want the money.
Yeah.
You can't have it both ways of saying we support people for their differences, but when China comes in and says you need to do these things to get your movie in our country, they're very quick and to do that.
Apologizing
to China.
Ooh, that was yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Crazy.
But yeah,
I think I probably shouldn't have said that.
Well, that doesn't matter.
It's all right. It's all right. You can say this is. I don't know.
This is going to ether somewhere.
It doesn't matter. Like if it
doesn't matter.
Shot is. But like there is like a possibility of like movies like for movies and like even anime getting completely banned in China in the future, and so in a way that could be a good thing. but like, I do feel sad for like the Chinese.
They don't. Yeah, they don't get to experience. I mean, okay. One thing I do like about this new generation, I don't want to be like, the goddamn new generation.
Fucking Gen Zs.
But one thing I do appreciate is the appreciation for anime has gone up.
Definitely.
Whether that's a good, in general, it's a good thing. In general, because anime.
In general, it's a good thing because before anime was just seen as like ha 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 cartoons. What are you, like an 8-year-old?
Yeah.
But now people are starting to realize that at least some anime can actually tell very deep, like compelling stories that are on par with some, adult media.
High School DxD.
We don't talk.
Don't watch that.
Don't watch that.
Do
not search it up.
Do not watch that show.
Like that's sort of like the same thing that happened with video games in the past as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of our parent generations, like, oh, you're already 18, you're already like 20, you shouldn't be playing video games. Those are for kids. Well, like it's like especially like millennials too. They grew up with MMOs. Those are not kids games, right?
Yeah, I mean it's just all about perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like what you grow up with.
What you grow up with.
What you're surrounded by, and I'm glad that anime is getting the spotlight it deserves, right? I mean, it kind of didn't even need it. Like, anime industry is massive within Japan already, but I remember being a kid, and if you said you watched anime, I'd be like, I couldn't find anyone who watched anime, even though you damn well knew everyone watched anime. Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, everyone had seen that at some point.
Yeah, Pokemon's the biggest franchise in the world.
Yeah, and it's anime,
The way I see anime, like that I know anime is more popular than ever, is even remember, it was like 4 years ago, maybe not like exact time, but basically a few years ago, Japan and their animation studios or their marketing teams, they didn't care at all about the Western audience.
And to be honest,
they completely marketed Japan. If it happened to be popular in America, good. But they never made anything for the Western audience. Now, they're way more aware of that market. With like shows like Demon Slayer and stuff like that, they're starting to realize that if we market to the Americans in some ways, like My Hero Academia,
all these shows,
if we market to them, we can make bank.
And
they did
huge
that.
Huge industry.
Yeah.
Huge.
And like in a way, right? Even though like I don't personally like K-pop or listen to K-pop, I think K-pop really helped kind of pave the road to anime's popularity as well.
Yeah, man, Psy.
Because like
he's the OG. He's the OG K-pop star in North America.
You are right, technically.
He's the OG.
Whoopum Gangnam Style, bro.
Because to be honest, like in like 10 years ago or 11 years ago, Asian media still sort of like niche. Like,
it was
everywhere. Yeah. Like you didn't like,
within Asia only.
Within Asia only. Like you don't find like a BTS song that gets like 10 million views within the first day.
Yeah.
Like 10 years ago. That's not a thing.
No. Like, I mean, it depends because at least like from views in North America. Like for example, this is something I find it's very funny about. So in India, there's a billion. There's 1.3 billion people.
Literally a billion people.
Yeah. And it's so funny because it seems like it's outside of India, like you look at the amount of views videos get and you'd be like, oh my god, this person must be like, how are they getting this many views? Like, for example, average music videos get
series,
like 10, 15 million views. Like, just normal studios, like T-Series. The good old, that's, I mean, very famous for another reason, but all these huge companies, like they're churning out 15 million, and the best is they say the number of views in the thumbnail. They know it's gonna get this many views, and then just keep on updating it, and you can see how they don't really give a crap about the outside market, Yeah, there's a billion people in this country. We don't care. Just like, I mean, look at Japan. It's not a small country in terms of population.
I believe Japan's the second largest market for music in the world.
It's 150 million people, 130 million people.
A lot of the records are there.
Yeah,
well, no, not that a lot of the records are there. The main record area is Europe, actually.
Yeah.
They were producing even when we stopped. Mm-hmm. But Japan has always been known as the highest quality record music, anything.
Yeah.
They produce the highest quality because they basically care about the craft so much that they don't produce in such mass production, and they produce such little. So, for example, if a vinyl here is like a 500,000 print run, they'll do like maybe 10,000 or even less than that, and the quality will be much better, so they're more coveted. But yes, they are a big market for music.
Are you slandering modern day rap music?
Yeah,
I was just describing the process.
yeah, but it's pretty. I mean, it makes sense why these studios, they wouldn't reach out. You got 130 million people in your country.
Yeah, you're making bank.
Like, yeah.
And there's also this perception like, yeah, we're animating cute girls doing cute things in Japanese high schools. Why will Westerners watch it?
Yeah, yeah. That's mostly, honestly, that's a lot of people's perception of anime in general right now. Like, because...
Actually, a lot of people I think have the perception of Dragon Ball Z, because I think that was probably the first...
Well, Dragon Ball Z, people don't
really
consider it anime.
big first anime that
Oh,
came
yeah,
over
to
here.
break into North America,
Yeah.
for sure.
I say that, I mean...
Like, all my cousins,
Yeah.
millennials, they
Well,
all
then
watch
it's
it.
like...
You talk to most people anime, they're not going to say the cute anime girls, they're going to say Dragon Ball Z.
It's gonna be
In
Dragon
North
Ball Z.
America.
Yeah, it's just because we're massive nerds and we know about that sort of
It's
thing.
gonna be Dragon Ball Z or Gundam.
It depends. Depends now. Maybe now it'd be
Yeah.
different.
Maybe now,
Because it's anime's a lot bigger.
I would still say Dragon Ball Z.
No, I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
like if you ask people who are younger, like people who are younger than us,
Eh.
I don't think they'd say Dragon Ball Z. I think the cute anime girls would probably be out there too.
It's either gonna be Naruto or cute anime.
Actually, that's true. I think it'd be Naruto, probably.
Naruto, but yeah, still, like all these.
Not cute anime girls.
But yeah, good, kind of good though.
That is
It's
good.
pretty good that it's not that a big a
Yeah,
deal,
no.
but yeah,
Actually, maybe Pokemon, I think, would be number one, actually, now that I think about it.
yeah.
But things like people don't consider like the
No, people who are, like,
Anime enthusiasts.
yeah, who are not
Well,
anime
sure.
enthusiasts.
They don't consider Dragon Ball Z anime, Pokemon anime, Yu-Gi-Oh, like all
but-
these things.
Well, the things you see those things on TV, right? So like
Yeah,
it's
they're
just
like,
normal
this
cartoon.
can't be anime.
Maybe technically it is.
But it's like, it is. It's a
is
it's a
anime.
cartoon that came from Japan.
the
This is
anime
what people-
enthusiasts just don't consider it
Yeah.
anime.
Why don't we move on to another topic about, more specifically talking about anime? What would you guys say? I mean, this is gonna be a hard question to answer, but what
I
are
can
some of
answer.
your favorite shows?
Oh my
Like,
god!
Oh.
And why? And why?
I have three right off
No,
the
no,
bat.
no, 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 I got this.
You can say
First half of Steins Gate,
First half-
absolute banger.
You shut up. I will tell you why Steins Gate is actually a masterpiece and one of the best pieces of media ever made.
Just a hint, it
it's
doesn't get
it's a great show, guys.
First
It
of
doesn't
all,
get better after the first
First
half.
of all, it is probably the most well-constructed time travel story in anything I've ever
It is
seen.
true. That is true.
There are no loopholes. There are no loose ends. It's so easy to understand, even when you have no concept of time travel, like beforehand. And it's just, it's basically the gold standard of storytelling. I compare every other media to. When I
Yeah.
read something, not even time travel related, but especially when it's time travel related, I compare it to Steins Gate. I basically say, is this as good, or it's never better, but is it as good, or
It's
even
never
slightly
better.
below Steins Gate? That's the way I see it. Plus, it just has great characters, has a really good soundtrack if you actually listen to it.
Yeah, yeah.
And just the ending is one of the best endings I've ever seen. The way they tie everything back. Just
Yeah.
don't watch Zero. Just
Don't watch
original.
the
Just watch
sequel.
the. Honestly, no. Watch the end credits scene of Zero because it's probably one of the most badass scenes of anything I've ever seen in my life. Other than that, just watch Steins Gate. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, amazing show.
So he's not wrong technically saying the first half, but it gets better.
Yeah.
I
I
just
mean,
like the first
what
half
about
as well.
Code Geass?
Well, we'll save that for a bit later.
Code Geass.
It's good.
Watch
It's
it.
good.
It's on Netflix.
Code
good.
Geass was basically I want to say I was the original.
You're the inceptor into everyone's mind.
In my group, I was the one that first watched it, and then when it came to Netflix, everyone watched
The
it.
first season's better than the second season.
Debatable. The ending of the
Okay,
series.
ending of the series is
The best.
amazing.
The ending of the series is
The ending is
great.
the best series. It's the best ending I've ever seen of anything.
Of anime.
no,
yeah.
not even of anime. Of anything I've ever seen. It's probably still like in my top 3 favorite endings of all time.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like
The
for
movie
anime-
kind of ruined it, but we don't talk about the movie. But basically, just again, great characters. Everything is planned out.
storyline is
amazing.
It's a mech
Pretty
show,
good,
guys.
pretty good music.
There's big robots.
There's big
But
robots, and it's
not
still
about
intelligence.
robots.
That's most good mech shows.
Yeah, it's not actually about robots, guys.
It's just watch it. It's
It's
so
a
good.
vehicle to tell a story.
The less you know about it, the more you'll love it. I guarantee
Oh,
it.
Afro Samurai. That's a good kind of western.
What the hell, man?
I would
That's a
not
good
say
one.
that as like in the. I
That
would
is
not
not-
say.
It's
not-
enjoyable.
It's
definitely-
good. It's good.
enjoyable.
It's like watching a Bond movie.
It's
Yeah,
like
it's
watching
great.
Batman Ninja.
It's good.
Have
No, Batman Ninja is not good.
I would
Batman
not
Ninja is
compare that.
goated best anime of all time.
Okay, fine. The scene where Deathstroke transforms into a giant robot and Robin summons an army of monkeys to transform into another giant machine to fight the Joker, giant robot.
What do you mean? The best
with the
part of that is
Two-Face.
Dio voices Gorilla Grodd.
Oh, right. Forgot how Gorilla Grodd was in that movie.
Gorilla.
He was
Yeah.
the main villain.
You see, someone who's never seen this movie would think we're joking around, but this is actually in the movie.
And it all takes place in feudal Japan.
Yes.
Batman goes back in time to feudal Japan,
What anime can I think of?
but honestly, for
Star Wars Visions, that was
Star
We
Wars,
don't
Interesting.
It was okay.
It was good.
Cowboy
It was okay.
Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop,
That's a great introductory anime. If
Yeah,
you
I
ever
haven't
just
seen
it's very it's actually
It's
very
casual,
casual
it's-
watch. Yeah.
it's basically an anthology. There's only like 3
You
episodes.
should watch the
that
new
connect.
live action movie coming
Cowboy
out.
Bebop for me, it's a very, very good 8 out of 10.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I see
Yeah,
it.
that's how I see it.
It's an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
It's not a masterpiece.
It's not a
think-
masterpiece,
I think
but
I
it's
like
a really
Champloo
damn
better,
good show.
to be honest.
Okay.
I haven't finished Champloo. So
Champloo is
Okay.
great. Samurai Champloo is another.
Same studio,
I mean, we could
same
just
director.
we could just talk about his work for a while.
He
but-
doesn't have that much though. He only has like 3.
But I mean, like, just as. Like,
I don't know. He has
what he's
shows are great. He
composed.
has like Cowboy Bebop's great. Samurai Champloo's really good from what I
Space
watched.
Dandy. Is
That's
what-
not him, is it?
Yeah.
That's him. Okay. Space Dandy's good. He also did a thing called Kids on a Slope, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Where
That's pretty new, right?
it was newer.
Why don't we
like,
say his name?
6 years ago. Oh, Shinichiro Watanabe.
Yeah, there you go. So check him out. He's got amazing work.
Amazing stuff.
Great
Plus,
music.
if you like jazz,
If you like,
Okay.
you like Cowboy Bebop soundtrack.
I need an opinion. When does Attack on Titan... okay,
When does it get amazing?
yes.
In my opinion, season 3 part.
Okay.
Okay, listen. I haven't even started Attack on Titan.
Okay,
Alright?
no, no,
Here's
listen.
my
No,
breakdown of
hang
Attack
a
on
sec.
Titan.
Wait, before you get into this, I say this because I started the first episode, and I don't like using this word, but I cringed so many times.
Did you watch the dub?
Yes.
That's why. The dub sucked. Don't watch the dub.
The
The
voice
dub voice
acting-
actor for Eren is the worst thing ever. Don't.
Okay, that's a little excessive.
He is.
It's
he
not
he
very-
voices Kirito as well, and I was gonna kill myself
Oh, God,
watching the
Kirito.
SAO dub.
Okay, let's not threaten to kill any producers here.
I
Yeah.
said kill
PG.
myself.
I know, but we all remember the Internet Gas episode.
Okay. Okay, so basically here's my breakdown of Attack
Link in
on
bio.
Titan.
Link in bio.
Here's my breakdown.
That's
Attack on Titan season 1 is a good show other than Eren. I hate Eren in season 1. He's just a whiny bitch who does nothing. Season
We're not
2
swearing on purpose. We don't cut anything, right?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Season 2
It's
is
explicit.
Season 2 is solid and it has less Eren bitching, so it's a bit better. Season 3 part 1 is way better than the first 2, but like it's still not a masterpiece to me. Season 3 part 2 is a masterpiece. It is literally one. So I did not even have any expectations going into it. It is one of the greatest 12 episode, or I think it's even 10 episodes. 10 episode like animes I've ever seen. It's so good. And then season 4 is like, I've watched like half of it. It was pretty good. Like it was on par with like season 3 or season 3 probably. Part 1.
Yeah, it's one of those shows that's really hyped, but for good reason, right?
There's good reason to it for the moments that are hyped.
Yeah, for sure.
Plus the soundtrack is a banger.
Oh yeah, it's solid.
It's Sawano. It's amazing. It's so good. But yes.
What about you, Charles?
Oh yeah, I think I mentioned before. Like the most impactful thing is still March Comes in Like a Lion. But other like series also greatly influenced me. Like for example, Gintama. That was
Yeah,
a huge influence
Which
on me.
part of Gintama?
Which one though? My anime list separates all of them.
Yeah, there's like 14 parts of it on my
I
anime
know.
list.
I don't even. There's like.
I don't. Okay. The last part of Gintama was not my least favorite. That's because he wanted to get it over with. He was arguing.
He's
with
like,
editors.
guys, it's been 15 years.
But yeah, it was just like a great thing because it referenced a lot of like what I grew up with, and like it told really good shonen stories as well throughout.
Yeah.
That was a huge influence for me, and there's also Gundam, it's kind of sort of similar to Christian's experience with Code Geass.
Is Gundam.
And yeah, and I watched a lot of anime. So
I'm surprised you haven't mentioned Bakuman.
Oh yeah, whoops. Yeah,
That's what I was thinking. Like, bro, manga.
That's like literally like your life story.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Describe it.
Turbulent.
Yeah, describe it for those who don't know.
And Bakuman just like it's written by the Death Note authors, and it's basically just like sort of like autobiography, but fictionalized.
Ugh.
What? Death Note's fucking
No,
great.
I just think when I hear Death Note, I think of the
live action.
No, I think of the Death Note people, the people who like.
I write your name.
Yeah, I think of those people.
You will die. I'm writing my teacher's name.
I, the power of God, and enemy on my side.
I think we should like permanently put those people under a watch because they're gonna do something stupid later.
Yeah, they were trench
Yeah,
coats.
anime kind of gives them a little bit too much escape from reality.
Yeah.
No, they bring their anime into reality.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Look at my katana collection.
Bakuman was like Bakuman was a really, really like great show for me, and it just came out at the right time because when I first watched it, I was going through a really, really bad phase of my life. Like a lot of things were going bad, just like now. But
Just like now, hang on a minute.
But like it retold the story of the two mangakas that eventually teamed up to make Death Note and eventually Platinum.
We don't talk about Bakuman.
Okay, but yeah, it's unrealistic, said by Sorachi, the Gintama author. But it's a really, really sweet life story and something that you can dream about. I guess aspire to be.
That's that in terms of anime. That's one thing I think anime cannot, or any other media cannot compare with anime. It's just I don't get more inspired by anything other than like obviously personal experiences, and then anime of any media. It's anime. Like I don't know what it is.
I mean, the anime that probably like directly impacted me the most, like directly, not like I love most, probably Clannad, honestly. Like the first season is nothing amazing. Like it's just fun slice of life. Like Sujin was saying, it's like just a comfort thing. But once you get to the last like 9 or 8 episodes of season 2, you start to put into perspective like just how short life is, honestly.
Yeah.
Like you don't have infinite time on this earth, and just it was one of the first things that just ever made me like just break down, kind of just made me realize like, my God.
Yeah.
We don't have infinite time. Like, and one of the scenes, whenever I put it on, if I ever do, which I try to avoid, just makes me just break down. Like, I just can't watch it. It's just too much.
Yeah, the similar thing happened with me with Bakuman and also March Comes in Like Line. Just like there is a way to happiness even for someone like me. I think that really, really struck me hard at the time when I watched it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a video also I watched that really, really hit me. It's by Giguk. He doesn't really do much like serious videos anymore, but like it was a video called "What the Greatest Thing Anime Has Ever Done," and the one point he really said during that, just like anime is a medium where it's so varied and diverse that even if you're very, very different from everyone, you can find something there that connects with you.
That's it.
Exactly.
Right there.
That sums up anime.
That is anime. Why people love anime.
You know,
really.
When hearing Christian talk about like bringing value to life through anime, he talked about Clannad specifically. I then think back to him saying he spent the last week playing 70 hours of Destiny, and I want to think, how does that show anything about valuing your life?
We don't talk.
Hey,
about
listen. Solid 9 hours a day.
You don't understand though. Clannad was in a special like.
Hey, they say man's here to live, not to exist.
But yeah, I get, dude. Christian, yeah, I totally understand. Like,
Oh, I get it.
like there's so many shows that are about those, like, I guess people starting up their own projects. Like so many like game develop shows about making their own game. And every time I watch it, I mean, there's like it's kind of like its own thing now. Like it's like a subgenre of slice of life. But honestly, I just love watching those because I really feel that inspiration, especially when the ones where they transition from high school and they're going into university. When I watch those, I'm like,
You just ran the
This-
gauntlet.
dude, this is
Yeah.
me. like I'm going through the same thing. Obviously, this is a show, but I relate to it because I've seen so many representations of it, right?
You know what show kind of has that? Not directly for me, but I kind of get just transported into the world when I watch it. Is Assassination Classroom.
Oh, Assassination Classroom.
Like I watch it and I just
so good.
It just brings me back memories of just like in high school, like early years, just having like massive group. Just,
yeah.
And even the characters themselves, you connect with a lot of them. Like even when they don't get much screen time, by the end, you know most of them.
Oh,
and like God.
The ending is
probably the saddest moment
I've never like gotten
it
close
gets
to
worse.
The saddest moment ever?
What for me, one of them. I haven't that's the thing. I haven't experienced much sadness, but that is.
But when
right now, it's fucking just sad. It's unbelievable.
Well, yeah, because like at least even though like in the past like century, right, our lifespan is basically doubled.
Yeah.
We're still not at a point where we can like choose like multiple careers in our lifetimes, and like through just watching like movies, shows, series, and reading manga, watching anime, we are experiencing a lot of characters, a lot of people's like life experiences, and I feel like I don't know, it just makes my life a lot more fulfilling, in a way.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing that a great creator can do, a great artist is. Put you in the perspective of the person they're displaying, right? When somebody's you really connect to something when you can see yourself in that position, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for me, like there's this show. I think if we were talking about like some of our favorite shows, right? There's a show called The World's Mightiest Disciple.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite shows. It's a very stupid comedy martial arts show. But as a martial artist, watching him train every day, like ridiculous. Obviously, it's exaggerated. They're whipping him, and he's running around carrying half the people on his back.
Called slavery.
Yeah, it is called slavery nowadays. But just seeing how hard, like I got pretty hyped. I'm not gonna lie, I got pretty hyped up watching that show. And just I think sports anime in general, especially when they're like for example, boxing anime. Dude, Megalobox. Have you seen the most recent season?
No, I haven't watched any of them.
Oh my god, you have to watch it. Yeah, Megalobox.
Creed was a great movie though. I know it's not exactly anime, but that was a good movie too.
What, Creed?
Yeah, Creed.
Creed is a good movie.
Boxing movies just have a way of connecting with people because it's like
underdog
a lot of the times
story,
the underdogs, underdog stories.
It's just so because we've all been at that. We've all been the underdog at some point, especially. Like because I've been in situations like that, when you're because I usually am the underdog in those situations, right? And I'm just like, everyone likes the feeling of the underdog winning.
Who are you competing against?
No, like when you train, when you spar.
Oh, okay.
I'm the smallest
literally
guy.
martial arts.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
But yeah, I really could like. If that's one show I'd recommend to you guys, you gotta watch. If you haven't already watched it, Megalobox, the first season and second season I think is better than the first season. The first season was great.
Is it on Netflix?
It actually is.
Okay.
Megalobox is the first season on Netflix. But
sponsor us, Netflix.
Yeah, sponsor us, please. The second season, Nomad.
One
of the I haven't watched a lot of sports anime, but it's up there. I think for me, like maybe I don't even know. It might be the number one sports anime I've watched.
Okay, I have a question.
But I haven't watched Hajime no Ippo yet. So
that's what I was gonna say. That's like the main standard of that.
Yeah.
I've heard Initial D described as a shonen and a sports anime. Which one is it?
It's a shonen sports anime.
Yeah.
There we go.
There you go.
With a bopping soundtrack.
Bopping.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
But yeah, there's so many things you can find in just different media. Like, I remember there's an anime about a guy about dictionary. Who the fuck makes dictionaries?
Yeah, there's an anime about everything.
The dictionary's an
anime
underrated
about
book,
a guy
honestly.
who gets teleported to another world, and he becomes the shield hero.
Okay, that was.
Let's not.
There's also a person who called the Rise of the Hero.
Okay, no, that anime was not good. I don't know what to tell you.
Which one?
Which
one?
Redo of Healer was garbage.
No, we're not talking about
You want to talk about that one?
Nope, not. I saw a scene from that, and I'm not.
No, don't say it.
I saw a scene from it, and I honestly thought it was porn. Like I unironically
What,
thought it
Redo
was.
Healer?
Yeah,
God.
It is!
yeah.
No, it is!
No, I know, but it was broadcast. Like it was actually on main television.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Japan's kind of lenient with that kind of stuff.
No,
Yeah.
they aren't. Not well. Like okay, yeah, but they don't
When
literally
it's a
show
cartoon,
up
when-
straight
yeah,
up.
when's cartoon
When it's a
you're
cartoon,
like-
you're good.
Yeah, as long as there's threat.
As long as there's a censor.
As long as there's threat.
No, I'm actually serious.
I know,
talked to
you
some.
told me.
Yeah, I literally talked to some guy who worked in the industry, and he said, granted, take this with a grain of salt. I don't know this person crazy well, but said they worked in the industry. Yeah, as long as you're allowed, as long as there's no actual like crimes being committed, it's all good. But threat of is okay.
Yeah.
I'd look that up and try and confirm it before you quote me on this.
The views represented by the people on this podcast do not represent the views
The
of the
Way
owner.
podcast.
What do you mean? You brought us on the podcast. By doing so, you are endorsing our views.
But he doesn't know what we're
Incorrect.
gonna say beforehand.
He knows us. He's
This
known
is-
us for over
We're
4
off-
years.
This is off the cuff.
What do you mean? You think people couldn't piece this one together?
Yeah, this
You
is
think-
we're off the cuff. There's
Yeah.
only like 20 people watching us, and we
That's being
appreciate
generous.
and we appreciate every single listener, but
Well,
yeah,
some of them.
some of them.
I know who you are.
Yeah, I know.
Fuck you, Ryan.
Yeah,
I don't actually think he's watched one episode.
there's no way he's watched it.
Actually, you might have watched the Collector's one just to make fun of me.
Did he make fun of you about it?
Yep.
Oh, okay, so he watched it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
What did he say?
What do you think, Ryan?
Oh, we could not repeat it on this.
No.
No.
Were you playing Destiny?
I don't know. I don't remember. Like 3 weeks ago, I didn't buy Destiny back then. Okay, we're getting back on topic.
Anyway.
When can we
Yeah,
get money for
media.
Media.
Yeah, anime is just one of those things, you know.
Yeah.
Especially because we kind of grew up with that, it coming in to like more mainstream.
You guys did.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Let's not get into that.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh theme song. is
Yu-Gi-Oh.
great.
Okay, listen.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yu-Gi-Oh
theme song
is
slaps.
Yu-Gi-Oh
Yeah.
is still like what? It's like the comfort anime. You know, it
I
doesn't
put, I
count.
put it on when I'm bored. Except Netflix removed 3 of the seasons, the best seasons.
Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds was actually a good show.
Okay, Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds, like
Yeah,
the
that's
the card games, the
Card
battles-
games on motorcycles.
That was actually great.
Dude, 5Ds is actually a good show for Yu-Gi-Oh. Not enough for Yu-Gi-Oh.
Elon Musk got the idea of the self-driving car from.
Yeah, he stole it. Let's rev it up, bro.
Rev it up.
Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds.
I can
Yu-Gi-Oh.
feel you come.
Dude, that
can-
song. Oh, when I hear that song, I just think of my childhood, bro.
Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds was
that-
great.
Yu-Gi-Oh 5D. Like, what's
Once
cooler?
Zexals came out.
There's like flying monsters. You're playing a game on a
Yeah.
motorcycle. There's like evil people coming from the sky, drawing Nazca lines on the ground.
Okay.
That was-
bound to mortal.
They're actually.
Don't
so-
worry, guys. She didn't die. She fell into purple mist.
It's not a gun. He's just pointing at him.
He just threw a card at his hand. It just hurt his hand a bit.
My
He
favorite
didn't
thing-
dislodge the gun.
Hey, what are you doing over there?
If it's the original Yu-Gi-Oh, where if you lose the game, you get sent to the Shadow Realm.
Yeah,
and
The
you're
Shadow
killed.
Realm is literally just
And-
hell.
Yeah, in the Japanese version, they just die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like those saw blades at the Arcada fight or whatever. They weren't.
They just
they
cut
weren't
their
mystical.
legs
They
off.
just cut their legs off.
What's
and
up,
let
kids?
them out.
Buy our cards now. Kill your
Dude,
friends.
how do you think they sold Dark Magician Girl in Japan? Tits.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
That's literally how they sold them.
Okay, well, that's how Coomers like you. That's why Coomers like you bought it.
Hey, I'll just say this now. I don't own any of those versions. Although I've tried.
Still a Coomer.
Whoa.
Still a Coomer.
Cut.
No, we're leaving that in. We're leaving that in.
All right,
That's how media.
ladies,
influence
if you couldn't tell, he's single.
If you could.
No surprise.
forever.
Honestly, you're not wrong.
Not like any of the content we've talked about this podcast is given that idea.
Giving
I
off
love
that
anime.
Slayer vibe.
Wow, these guys are
Yeah,
really...
Christian's dressed to kill over here.
Yeah, he's
Slight
head to
change.
toe Under Armour.
In the Steph Curry t-shirt. No.
Sports
Steph
Center.
Curry.
Sports Center. What are you talking about?
Sports Center.
Oh man.
Oh, that's iconic.
Oh man.
Steph Curry with the shot.
Steph Curry.
I feel like people have run out of things to say.
Well, I mean,
But
like,
what about you, Beck?
But we don't want to like go. What time are we at even?
We're at 54.
I'll be honest with
Okay.
you. I was playing Metroid, and then I kind of just lost track of the conversation.
Yeah.
So other than anime, I have no idea what we've talked
No,
about
but
so
like
far.
really, Beck, for you, like I know you're not a consumer of anime like we are, but
Yes.
I don't even say that. I just say he's not sentimental.
it
Not as much
Are
as
you
us.
like you get attached? I mean,
Especially not me. I have an addiction. I shouldn't be this sentimental.
check out episode 2. Where we talk about Christian's
So you need
addiction.
to add crippling into there.
Yeah, crippling addiction.
Sorry,
But,
continue
yeah.
the question.
Yeah, Beck, like, is there anything that you, any sort of media that just, like, you connect with on a different level?
I've just got invested into the worlds of things like Star Wars, Transformers, IDW comic book run was great.
Yeah.
And then, like, I just get invested in the worlds, but I don't think and I understand the parallels to real life and what the author's trying to say.
Mhm.
I just don't think, and I get all the things that the author's trying to portray, and I respect it. I just don't think I physically connect with it emotionally in the same way you guys would. Not to say there's anything wrong with that. I just connect with it more as the themes. I don't want to say intellectual because that comes off as a little pretentious, but it's the idea, like,
yeah.
I understand the idea they're trying to get at, and I like the idea they're trying to put forward. It's just I don't connect it with it emotionally and get sentimental about the topics, but I still really enjoy consuming media. So
Yeah.
I guess I'll put it that way.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, it's kind of harder. It's kind of hard to put yourself in the
Yeah.
position of Luke Skywalker, you know?
Yeah. I mean, the hero's journey is something we all can connect with in some way,
Of
but I
course.
mean, it's sort of the idea that's like, I don't know, I think there's more of a degree of separation emotionally for me.
Yeah, I mean, it makes
Uh,
sense. Like, for example, like watching a show about some kid in high school when you're in high school is a little bit more relatable, you
Yeah.
know? And it's, there's nothing wrong. Like for me, I've watched the Lord of the Rings trilogy probably 200 times. That was the only thing I watched as a kid.
Let me do the math.
Okay.
200.
But going back to
Like,
I just want to bring some of the high school example.
Yeah.
I get why people like the slice of life sort of things, and I get why people like watching those experiences, but at the same time, for me, it's also an aspect of, I don't know why I'd want to watch something like that when I'm walking that life.
Yeah,
And I get the slice of life anime is different, and I get they can get a little ridiculous in some ways. It's a hyper-realized version of it. My point being is that, I don't know, it's just like, I'd rather just get something that's completely different and new, rather than just something that I'd have to look at.
yeah, for sure. Like, if you want to watch media, you want to go to somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. But everyone has their own thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, for me, like you're a big Star Wars guy. I love Lord of the Rings more than probably any trilogy that I've...
Like my roommate.
Yeah, like...
My roommate has the director's cut, Blu-ray, and a special case for all three of them.
Me too.
It's 12 hours long, all three of
I
them.
think I might have sold that one time.
I have this DVD. I haven't watched all of them. I have the DVDs for the...
Oh.
It's you know, it's because honestly that's one of the best, like, when it comes to fantasy, sometimes it gets a little too much, you know? I like things partly based in reality, you know? But when fantasy is done right, just like sci-fi, it's some, like, you don't be like, oh my god, now I have to transport my mind to, like, okay, this makes sense in this world.
You can see,
You know?
you can see these things in real life. Like, you can almost
Yeah.
see that, like, it's the concept, the idea of the basic things that are in all stories, kind of hero's journey. Like, you can see that in so many other things. And then
Yeah, like,
the
orcs are the bad guys. There are bad guys in real life.
Yeah.
You know? Like, there are people trying to take over and things like that.
Yeah.
And just the storyline is just a class. I mean, it's an old book series, but
Yeah.
it's just the sound. I mean, the combination of everything. The cinematography, first of all, the costumes are just amazing.
Yeah.
Like, the action, the fight choreography, the scenery. It was filmed in New Zealand in the mountains, and then plus the nostalgia I have watching it. Like, I watched it. That's one of the first movies I watched as a kid. Probably not the best thing with heads coming off.
I watched Cars, the original. It's my first movie I ever watched.
I think Nemo was the first. Finding Nemo was the first one I watched.
I don't even remember what my first.
But
Honestly,
I remember
low-key, this may be a hot take. I don't like many of the Disney movies. I don't think they're very good.
Mine was probably like The Incredibles.
Oh, credit.
Yeah.
Honestly, that movie slaps still. That's such
Yeah.
a good movie still.
Yeah, no, I think most of the classic Disney movies aren't that great.
I wouldn't even say that. No, a lot of them are good.
They're
Like
solid.
the
They're okay.
the
They're
Pixar
okay.
and like early '90s,
Yeah,
late
but this is
2000,
Pixar
or
and
like
Disney.
Yeah, Pixar and Disney depends.
Yeah.
Pixar, it's got its own thing. The Disney movies, for me, I just never grew up with them, really.
Me neither. And
I watched Lion King.
Yeah, they all feel kind of the same. A lot of them.
I honestly only watch Pixar. I only watch like Cars
Same.
DreamWorks. For me, I've always been a DreamWorks guy.
and DreamWorks. Yeah,
You
I watched
Bugs Life
How to
or-
Train Your Dragon.
You Bugs
That was,
Life or what's the other one?
Ants.
Ants. Which one are you?
Nazi Germany.
Bugs Life or Ants? Which one are you?
Ants. I watched
Ants is crazy. They have some guy decapitated talking to him as he dies. Like,
Ants is on another level.
Dude, Ants. Oh
Yeah.
my God, I remember.
DreamWorks is just on. I think. Okay, let's just. This is a long debate that we could go into just about DreamWorks versus Pixar.
This is the next episode.
We can continue. We'll be fine. It's
I'm ready
it's okay
to
if
go.
you
I'm ready to go to sleep.
You're asleep.
I'm ready to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Spent too long working on my essay
Yeah.
last night or 2 nights ago. I don't remember.
All right. So we can say. I guess we'll say that DreamWorks versus Pixar for another episode.
You need to like not waste episodes here. I mean, there's like you gotta save as many topics as you can.
Yeah, I know.
You
Of
don't
course.
waste all the good ideas.
Megamind is
Yeah.
the GOAT.
Megamind is a good movie too.
Megamind's great. I love going to shul.
I'm on the high.
Yeah.
I can't say the rest of you. Copyright.
Copyright. So, guys, thank you for listening to this week's episode of The Way Podcast featuring Beck, Christian, and Charles.
Woohoo!
If you wanna hear a little bit more about us, you can check out our website. You can follow us on Instagram at the.waypodcast. And we'll see you guys next week.
Play Among Us.
Play Among Us.
Play
Don't
Among Us.
listen to him.
We are
please.
sponsored by Among Us.
It's Inner Sloth.
See ya.